Hello everybody, hope you are well. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers. I don't know how that happened, but it happened and it's amazing, and yeah, thanks bros. Fiji is exactly how you see it in the pictures, like really it is just beautiful, and I kind of assumed it was just one of these places that couples just go on their honeymoons, but oh how I was mistaken, and maybe it was just the places that I went, but I found that the majority of foreign visitors there were actually backpackers. So without further ado, here are a few of my tips for backpacking in Fiji. So first of all, I'll tell you about how I did it. I was on my own, so like New Zealand, I wanted to do a sort of semi-structured tour just to give me a bit of guidance to make the most out of my short trip because I was only there for a week. I did a tour called the Lazy Threesome, which was run by Awesome Adventures Fiji. They do a ton of different tours departing from Nadi that explore the Yasawa and Islands. It is best to book these when you get into Fiji. Pretty much every single accommodation has access to the details and can help you book. You can do one of their recommended pre-arranged tours, or you can completely customise your own, so just do your research and then book it all on the mainland. Then they will give you a load of tickets. Most of them represent the date and time that you're going to get on the Yasawa flyer, which is a massive yellow boat which transports everyone from island to island. When booking, each island has a coconut rating, so there's 1 coconut being the cheapest, and obviously probably most backpackers are on these islands, 2 coconut and 3 being the most expensive. With the tours you can always opt to do a full Monty option, which means you pay a little extra but loads of amazing activities are included. This could be snorkelling, spearfishing or boat trips, and I did this and I definitely recommend doing it because it means that you don't have to worry about any extra costs, but you still get to make the most out of your time on each island. If you want to know anything more on Awesome Adventures Fiji, I will link their website down below, but I can definitely tell you that it is one of the most common, if not the most common, ways for a backpacker to travel the Fijian islands. Another way to travel Fiji is by the Fiji Experience. The Fiji Experience is a hop-on hop-off bus that travels the whole way around the main Viti Levu island. It is similar to the Kiwi and Oz experience in that it lasts for 12 months and you can hop on and hop off whenever you like. I will link their website down below also. And of course there is always the option of just travelling it by yourself, maybe renting a moped or catching the bus and just exploring by yourself. Now Grace and Cheryl, my backpacking buddies, did something completely different to me in Fiji. We were actually in Fiji at the same time, but because I was in New Zealand and they were in Australia, and somehow I stupidly managed to miss my flight, and so obviously because we were on such a tight schedule, they went off and did their own thing without me. Thank you for that. You're welcome. That entrance was not planned. Thank you for that as well.
So spontaneous.
So spontaneous. This is Grace. You may recognise her from some of our backpacking vlogs. Yeah, what did you do in Fiji?
So in Fiji, yeah, we did something completely different to Christiane, who obviously went off and did the island hopping. We went to the North Islands in Fiji. It was run by Bamboo Hostel, which you find as soon as you arrive in.
It's in Nadi.
So we went to Bamboo and there was someone there that was just talking to us about all our different options, and we ideally wanted the cheapest one. So we thought, okay, we're going to go away for, I think it was 10 or 11 days compared to your...
I was only away for 6.
Your 6, and it was for the same price.
You drove to Suva, didn't you?
We drove to Suva and then we got a boat which we were told it would last 12 hours, and we thought, okay, bearable. It lasted 20. And there was no food on it and you had to sleep on the floor.
You're not selling this very well.
Sorry, but it was really fun. So after our 20-hour boat ride, in which we saw dolphins, so there you go, as a plus.
Nice.
On the boat we met a man called Simon, who was a local Fijian who the world seemed to know. Everyone on the boat knew him, and he basically took us to his house in Tabayuni. And whilst we were there we did stuff. We did lots of hiking. We went to one of the world's largest natural water slides, and you got to jump off cliffs into like huge lagoons, and then we moved on to a small tiny island called Mankai. You basically just stayed with all of these local people. They cooked you amazing meals every day and you were just chilled out in the sun, and then you went snorkelling and swimming, and you could actually go surfing. We went to a different island where there was a school and community. But I just want to say this was the best experience I've ever had, and I always say if I could go back anywhere in the world it would be to Fiji, to the North Islands. I genuinely couldn't recommend a better trip.
So that was called the North Fiji experience?
I believe so, the North Fiji Backpacking Experience.
But does it still run?
I believe it's still running. It's been running for years, like absolute years. We did try and Google it, couldn't find anything.
Couldn't find it on Google.
But I don't think they're on Google because I mean it's such a small little tour. But when you go to Fiji, Bamboo Backpacker Hostel, go look at the North Fiji experience.
Now I've compiled a load of questions that I think people who would be heading to backpacking in Fiji might want to know, and so we're going to answer them now. So first one is, where do I stay? You will more than likely fly into Nadi, and you can stay, there's a whole cluster of hostels like Smuggler's Cove, Aquarius on the Beach, Bamboo Backpackers, they're all within the same sort of area in Nadi, so you're probably
literally down one road.
Yeah, literally, they're all down one road, so you're more than likely going to want to stay in that road because you're close to everything, you're close to the beach, and just everything sort of goes along there. I think all of the hostels have free Wi-Fi,
yeah,
but I would definitely check when booking your hostel that it does, because that's just always a bonus. Most of the hostels also have a free airport pickup, so that's super handy. Obviously, Grace would say to stay at Bamboo so you can meet these guys to see if you can go on the North Fiji experience.
Even if you don't stay there, they are so welcoming. You can just walk in and talk to anyone there.
Yeah,
so
but I stayed there for the end of my trip and it was really nice.
Really nice, really friendly, and I think every night they actually have sing-songs and carver and stuff outside, so.
Actually, do you know what? I remember they carved me a dolphin out of this piece of wood.
That's Simon.
Oh, that's Simon!
That's
I meant Simon too! How much should I budget? I think Grace's tour was a lot cheaper than we're doing the North Island. If you are doing the more common Yasawa Islands, which is what I did, it is quite expensive. Actually, on mainland Nadi, it's not expensive at all. I'd say £20 a day maximum for everything. But on the islands, if you do a full Monty thing, which is what I did, it's £50 a day, and everything's included. So your food, your accommodation, and most likely your activities are also included. So I think on my 6-day, 5-night tour, I spent £300. So yeah, that's not cheap at all, but if you do something like what Grace did, that's obviously a lot cheaper. But I'd say on the whole, just to be safe, budget about £50 a day. What will I be eating or drinking?
Well, all of the food, the meals that we were given that were included were just lovely food. It was just a mixture of fish, meat, fish and meat. Meat and fish. Yeah, I don't think you really need to worry if you're a fussy eater. They do fairly normal foods. Everything's really fresh. When drinking, I definitely recommend buying as much water as you can on the mainland to take to the islands. The water on the islands is super expensive. That's one thing that's not included in the price of being on the island. Which is why Christiane was drunk the majority of the time. Yeah, it was actually cheaper a lot of the time to buy a vodka mix than it was to buy water. And so I was very dehydrated, very drunk a lot of the time. And although that was fun, it was probably not healthy. And so you should probably buy water on the mainland before getting to the islands. How long should I go for? As long as possible, literally. If there was one country in our entire trip that I wish I'd stayed out for longer, it was Fiji. Yeah. I could stay there for months. But if you do only have a week, don't just think, oh, I only have a week, there's no point in going. No. Definitely go. I was there for 6 or 7 days and it was still amazing. Obviously, I wish I could have stayed there for so much longer because it's the most amazing place. Can I travel by myself? Yes. That's what I did. Not intentionally, but yeah, you can do tours, but there was also, even on the customised tours where you can choose the islands you go to, and obviously you're not going to be with the same people the whole time, a load of people were on their own doing that, and they were completely fine, because when you get onto an island, the hosts are just so welcoming and everyone just does everything together. Even if you're in a group of people and other people have come in a group, everyone just comes together. So yes, travelling by yourself in Fiji at first sounds a bit weird. I remember telling my friends when I was at camp that I went to Fiji by myself, and they were like, what? Because it seems like this place that you would just go on honeymoons, and yeah, that is true, actually. You wouldn't dream of going by yourself, but it's a big backpacker, I want to say district, but that sounds like Hunger Games. No, it's a big backpacker
community. That's a good word.
That's a good
Big
word.
backpacker community, and so you can definitely travel by yourself. What is the culture like?
Amazing. The culture is probably the thing that I found so like overwhelmingly different about Fiji. Like it was so inclusive, and it was just
They're
everyone
so happy to have you there.
so happy and so grateful for everything they have. And they'd be
The way they
ecstatic.
serenade you at the airport. You arrive at the
Yeah,
airport and there's like a group of them with ukuleles like singing to you as everyone arrives at the airport. And as you arrive on each island,
Yes.
they sing to you, like you come up on a boat and they're like, oh, it's amazing.
So much singing. Like, so that is kind of what their culture is, and it's music.
Is there anything I shouldn't miss?
If I were to say that, I would say try not to miss going to Mankai, because that was just my favourite place ever.
It's quite far away though.
It is quite far away
That's the one
if
on
you're
the
doing.
North Island.
Yeah, so if you're doing the typical, you know, island hopping, obviously maybe give it a miss.
And I would say just not to miss any of the islands really. Like don't just stay on the mainland. Just
No, definitely not.
get out to the islands. That is what Fiji is all about. That's the best part. That's where the beauty is.
Yeah.
And yeah, just don't miss going. Oh, and going snorkeling. Oh,
And
having
kava.
a kava ceremony. They have their traditional drink is called kava, and it's like this sort of dirty water. And it's not appealing. It's not appetizing, but it's something that's so sacred to the locals, and like it's so special to them that it's so special to be a part of that. And so definitely go include yourself and involve yourself as if a kava ceremony is going on, because
Definitely get involved.
it's an amazing experience.
Yes.
Is there anything to be aware of? Sea lice. If you do go snorkeling, which you really should do because it's amazing, be careful of sea lice. I've noticed this in a few places where the water is really clear, but you can't
God,
see them, but they like bite your legs as you swim. And it's very painful.
Very painful.
Mosquitoes, just make sure you're nice and sprayed up. There's limited Wi-Fi and electricity on the island. That doesn't matter when you're there unless you're absolutely addicted, but
Then don't go.
yeah, then just don't go. But no, just be aware that there is very limited electricity. Like, there's enough to charge your camera, but literally nothing else. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else to be aware of. It's a pretty safe country.
Oh, it just feels so safe, doesn't it?
Like, obviously don't parade around with your purse flying your money around, but it's
No, it's very
like everyone's just so lovely. Anything else we need to say on Fiji?
just, it's the best place in the world.
It's the
and we
best
should go.
place, you should go, especially if you're in Australia or New Zealand, it's close by. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will link...
Oh, that was very relevant.
Yeah, I know, well you reminded me. I will link all relevant links down below, things like Bamboo Hostel, things like the Awesome Adventures Fiji, and next video, I'm not too sure what it will be.
Can I give you a topic?
Yes.
How to survive when travelling with such a beautiful girl.
Yeah, that's going to be my next video.
Awesome.
Whatever my next video is, I will see you then. Bye!
And also, there was so much snorkelling. I actually got bored of snorkelling. I didn't know that was possible, but we went like... I'm not selling it, am I?
No.
It was really good. It was the best time I've ever had in my life. And actually, we went snorkelling. I got bored of snorkelling.
We did way too much.
We had kava every night.
Did you get bored of that too?
No, it wasn't very tasty. I dreaded it every night.
Oh, that was a good one.
Bloody good.
Yeah.
Really high.
Really
pitch.
sounded like a dog. Oh, it stopped it.
Hey,
Scared it.
that was good.
Scared
Okay,
the dog.
continue.